What's up, guys? It's Matt here with Tanks Lawn Maintenance. It is currently 4:44 p.m. Sunday evening, September the 29th, 2024, year of our Lord. I'm up here in my bedroom right now. My wife and my two daughters and my two boys they just left to go check on my mother-in-law and father-in-law. They live the next county over from us, but anyway, that's not important. We're in the middle of in the cleanup from Hurricane Helene, and as you know, guys, I live right outside of Augusta, Georgia, and we live 3 to 3.5 hours away from the closest beach. I think the closest beach to us is Tybee Island or Savannah, that area down there, and we're 3 or 3.5 hours away. I'm not sure how far it is. I've been there a million times, but I ain't never clocked it to see how long it takes us to get there or back. But we're a good ways, man. We're east central Georgia, right along the Savannah River Basin on the Georgia and South Carolina line. And man, like I said, we live a long ways from the ocean, a long ways from the coastline. 3.5 hours, like I said. And we got absolutely hammered by this hurricane. I've lived here my entire life, and I'm 40 years old, and I have never seen a hurricane come through here. You know, normally when a hurricane hits the Gulf Coast or the Atlantic Coast, it doesn't matter where it hits, neither. If it's Alabama, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, wherever, by the time it makes its way through here, it's normally a tropical storm or just a little bit of rain. That's it. We might have a thunderstorm. We might have a tornado, maybe two, pop up in the area, but they're very small. They don't do much damage. But guys, we were warned. We were. Not gonna lie to you, but you got to understand where we're coming from, man. The weatherman in our area, I don't know if it's like this all over the country, but the weatherman in all the weather channels, news stations, they are consistently wrong. They can say it's going to be 90% chance of rain and it'll be sunshine and rainbows all day, and they'll say there's 0% chance of rain and it'll be biblical amount of rainfall. I mean, the weather stations in our area are consistently wrong. So, and they've told us 20 or 30 times before to hunker down because we've got a tornado or a hurricane coming through our area, and we might get a 1/4 inch of rain. That's about it. Well, it devastated our area. It really did. There's so many people their homes are destroyed. So many people. There's no power anywhere in the two-state area. It's like 6 or 7 counties around here that are just without power. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of people. Now, I don't know how many people live here, but it's a bunch. It's like a little metropolitan area. It's like a miniature Atlanta. But there is so many people that live here, and so many people are without power. We've had a few deaths that are confirmed. So many people lost their homes. They really did. There was a lot of flooding in some of the areas, but the main thing was just trees, man. We've got so many huge pine trees. There's so many big hardwood trees, whether it be hickory or oak or maple or whatever. And just trees that have been around forever, man. You know what I mean? We've got trees that were here during the Revolutionary War and that have just seen so much that got uprooted or snapped in half and went through people's windows or went through people's roofs, or we saw several houses that were just ripped in half by trees, and telephone poles snapped in half, the steel galvanized poles and the wooden metal telephone poles, man, just snapped in half. And it's just bad. It's so bad. And my little neighborhood right here that I live in, it's not that bad. We didn't get a significant amount of damage to our houses. There's some that had some. There's some folks that's going to have a new roof put on their house, but for the most part, I think the worst I seen was some shingles in people's yards and some siding getting ripped off in our neighborhood, and just about everybody in the neighborhood, their fence was on the ground at some point or another this weekend, and that's what I did today. I spent just about all day repairing fences, my fence and my neighbors on either side of me, getting their fences together. But I had a tree that it's got like 5 different trunks coming off of one root or one stump, and it's one of those types of trees. It's a box elder maple tree, but anyway, one of the trunks snapped in half, and I had to cut it down, cut it up, and it's on the trailer now. I can't go nowhere because there's not a single gas station in our area open. And my brother-in-law actually rode to somewhere. I don't know where he went. I think he drove like 60 miles, and he got a 50-gallon barrel of gasoline. And I think what it was is his father-in-law drives a gas truck, and he knew where he could get some gasoline in bulk, and he went up there and got it. And we all just split the cost on it. And but yeah, nobody has power right now. We haven't had power since Thursday night, and I'm running my generator right now, and I've got my refrigerator, my freezer, and my Wi-Fi, and all of our phones, all that good stuff. And you know, we've been using our coffee maker, toaster, microwave, things like that, and our pellet grill. But for the most part, we got pretty lucky. But this is something we're not used to, guys. It's really not. You know, like I said, we live in middle Georgia, east central Georgia, and there's not a coastline for several hundred miles from us, and we absolutely got devastated. We really did. And I think the closest town to us that has gasoline is Madison, Georgia. But the thing about it is, you can't get to it because of that fire, that biolab that blew up or caught on fire, whatever it was, in Atlanta. And they've got the entire interstate blocked off. You can't get up there. So we're having to go a couple hundred miles to Columbia, South Carolina, is the closest town that is business as normal. And I think that's where my brother-in-law went to get gasoline. But it's just crazy, man. But it goes to show you, you never know what's going to happen. So guys, listen, do not ignore warnings, tornado warnings, hurricane warnings, whatever it may be. Don't ignore it, because even if the weatherman is wrong 99% of the time, there's still that 1%. So take heed to it, man. If you it wouldn't hurt to keep some normal stuff on hand, guys. Keep batteries on hand, keep candles on hand, you know, things like that. Keep you some medicine on hand. You know, if you got kids that take medicine, or if your wife or yourself takes medicine, keep some extra stuff on hand. Keep you some headache medicine on hand. Keep your freezers full at all times, you know, and rotate that stuff out, especially meat, man. You've got to have protein. And without protein, you're not going to starve to death without protein, but you will feel like you're starving to death if you don't have any protein. And so make sure you've got plenty of meat and stuff like that frozen, and just rotate that stuff in and out, guys. But don't wait until it's too late. And you know, as bad as I hate to say it, I've always been one of those guys that has some stuff on hand, but not a whole lot, you know. But I've been one of those guys that thought those people that were doomsday preppers are just crazy, you know. I never said nothing or disrespected them or made any comments or anything like that, but I just thought all that was not needed. But man, I'm telling you right now, keep some stuff on hand, because once the disaster happens, you're not getting anything. Once stuff hits the fan, you're not getting anything. You're not. I mean, there's a lot of people that's trapped in their neighborhoods right now. Some people are still trapped on their property. Can't get off of their property because there's so many trees down. And so just keep stuff on hand, guys. You never know when stuff's gonna happen. Keep you some gasoline. I highly recommend getting you a generator. It doesn't have to be a big generator, you know. Get you something that'll keep your refrigerator going and your freezer going. That's really all you need. But keep you some spare gasoline, keep you some propane, get you some extension cords, candles, batteries, get you a lot of non-perishables. I mean, things like that, guys. But this is serious stuff, guys. I never really took the whole prepping thing seriously, but I'm telling you right now, this is for real. And you hear people say it all the time. Once it happens, it's too late. I never bought into that. Well, I'm telling you right now, that's the truth. Once it happens, it is too late. And there's a grocery store in Grovetown, Georgia right now that is running off of a backup generator. It's a Kroger. And they are constantly having trucks in and out of that grocery store. It's the biggest grocery store in our area. And they're constantly having trucks in and out of that grocery store. And it's like a 4-hour wait just to get into that grocery store. And that's not including the line that you have to wait in to get into the parking lot. So keep your vehicles filled up. I will not get caught like this again. I will not. You know, we've got food. I'm not worried about food, but my main thing is gasoline. And you would think, being a landscaper, I would have some spare gas on hand. I have 3 gas cans, and one's a 2.5 gallon, and one's a 5. The other 2 are 5 gallons, and that's all I've got. And matter of fact, I siphoned all the gas out of my lawnmowers because I ran out of gas. And if it wasn't for my brother-in-law coming in a clutch situation like that, we'd be screwed. We really would. Everything in our freezer and refrigerator would be going out. And we received a text last night from Georgia Power saying that our power would not be restored until Saturday at the earliest, at midnight. That's October 5th, Saturday. So, yeah, it's pretty bad right now. I mean, things are getting better. You know, the roads for the most part are cleared off. These power boys, man, I ain't gonna lie, these electricians and sparkies, I feel bad for them. I do. I mean, these guys are working their backs out. They really are. I mean, they're working round the clock, 24 hours a day, and just trying to get things back up and running. But the reality is, man, we don't prepare for stuff like this here in this area. But that changed. You know, we had an ice storm in 2014, and we were all without power for probably 3 days at the most. And that taught us a little bit to have a couple days stuff on hand. And COVID taught us a little bit about having some stuff on hand and being prepared for stuff. But living in a place like this, man, is, you know, we were told that it could be up to a month before we get our power back. We don't prepare for stuff like that, man. That's a lot to prepare for. And surrounding areas, I'm hearing reports that surrounding areas, grocery stores are starting to run out because people from this area are traveling to get stuff. Gas stations and grocery stores are starting to run out of supplies. So, yeah, guys, keep you some stuff on hand, man. Be prepared. You never know what's going to happen, man. You really don't. And when I say prepping, being prepared, I'm not talking about just for if something, you hear people all the time, especially around election year and things like that. You hear people saying, oh, they're going to take our guns. It's going to be World War III. You hear stuff like that all the time, guys, and you never know. That stuff might really happen one day. But that's not what I'm talking about, guys. You never know when a natural disaster is going to hit. And just because you do prepare for stuff like that, it does not make you a doomsday prepper. It does not make you a conspiracy theorist or anything like that. But I've learned my lesson. We will be prepared next time. But anyway, guys, all of you south of us, down South Georgia and Florida and everything, man. And I'm hearing Asheville got hit pretty hard too, Asheville, North Carolina. And that's the part that gets me. That's extremely hard to believe. I mean, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I believe that it happened, but it's just unbelievable, man. You're talking about Appalachia. I mean, that's in the mountains, dude. And they got hit with a hurricane too. It's crazy, and it really is. This is unlike anything we've ever seen around here. It really is. But listen, man, my prayers go out to all of you that were affected by this. Any of you that lost loved ones, any of you that got your homes destroyed, man, my heart goes out to you. It really does. And I'm keeping all of you in my thoughts and prayers. And listen, man, right now really is a time that you need to just lean on the Lord and lean on each other. That's all you can do in a moment like this. But hey, man, keep your heads up. It's gonna get better, and there is light at the end of this tunnel. But look here, man, I'm gonna cut y'all off, and I will holler at y'all sooner or later. Things are kind of hectic around here, so I don't know when I'll be back on here. But hey, man, y'all keep cutting that grass and keep making that money. Holler at y'all. Bye.